And now, put your hands together for the singing sensation, the Trinity Kids Leaders!
Zoom! Zoom, zoom, zoom! Join us for Zoom this Sunday! Zoom, zoom!
Let's do this!
Let's go!
Here we go. Na 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 na
Okie dokie.
Hi kids, welcome back to week 4. Wow, can't believe we're here already. And remember, the topic is obedience. Follow the flight plan. And the main idea is obedience takes you far. Come on, let's go start our questions. Hey everybody. Hi. All right, we're gonna do week 4 right now. And it's the story of Abraham and Isaac. Today's bottom line is trust and obey, even if you don't know how things will turn out. Trusting and obeying God can be an easy thing to do when you know how things might turn out. But trusting and obeying Him when you don't know what will happen next can be a very hard thing to do. When we understand who God truly is and what His desires are for us, then it becomes easier to trust Him. And whether we can predict the outcome of our obedience or not, we can never go wrong by trusting in God. Grown-ups, now this will be a good time to hit pause and go over Genesis chapter 22 verses 1 through 19 with your kids. Okay, first question. What did God ask Abraham to do? Nora?
God, as a test, asked Abraham to give up his one and only son as a sacrifice. I think he wanted to check his loyalty and his obedience towards him.
Good answer, Nora. Would you be willing to do something like this?
That's really hard. I don't think in the moment I would be able to do it, but as my trust for God, I think I would go through with it.
I agree with Nora. I think that's something very difficult to do. But at the end, I would do my best to go through with it.
Well, good and honest answers. Very difficult question to answer. For me, that would be hard, but in the end, I would have to trust God and put my faith in Him. Okay, next question. Have you ever had to trust and obey God even if you didn't know how things would work out in the end? Next.
Yeah, before tests, I always get super nervous, and even though I study, I always feel like I'm going to fail. So now before a test, I always tell myself, do your best and God will do the rest. And the Lord always helps me recall everything that I studied, and I get a passing score on my exams.
When I went to go for my first job interview, I was really nervous, and I prayed to God all night that I would just do my best. And I went in that day and I crushed it and I got the job. So I put my trust in God and He helped me get a job.
Good answers, Nick and Lexi. That's great to know. And next question. Why do you think Abraham did what God asked him to do, even though it seemed unfair?
Well, I think Abraham had a lot of trust in the Lord, and even though it does seem unfair, Abraham was willing to go through with what the Lord was asking him to do because he knew God was going to deliver for him.
Good answer, Lexi. And I think also God had promised Abraham that he would be the father of many descendants, so he somehow trusted that God wouldn't have to take Isaac from him. So Abraham had great trust, as we call faith in the Lord, and he didn't have to go through with this at the end. Grown-ups, now this is your chance to go over the rest of the questions with your kids. See you next week.
Bye!
Here we go.
Hi friends, it's so nice to see you. I'm DIY Sam and we're here for Sam's Crafts. I have something super fun for us. It is a simple stoplight and we're going to play a game with it. So first, you will need a paper, colored pencils, markers, crayons, whatever you have. A pair of scissors and a paper clip. So let's go ahead and begin by folding our paper, hamburger style. Okay, once you have this sheet of paper, we're gonna use red, yellow, and green color pencils. So let's start by making our first light, which is gonna be the red one. Red goes on top, and it's gonna be yellow and green. So now you can color in the background and color in our stoplights. So go ahead and do that now. All right, now you have the choice to cut off this side of the paper or not. I am going to leave it. So now our game is, you can play this with your parents or your brother and sister. Have you ever played red light, green light? I know you have. This is gonna be a fun way to play that. You can move it without saying a word. You really have to pay attention and move it. So when you move it to yellow, the person has to go. And when you move it to red, they have to freeze. And when you go to green, you get to run really, really fast. Okay? Another game you can play with your parents is following the lights. So you can ask your parents something like, is teasing okay? What do you think? I don't think so. What about reading the scripture? I think that's a green light. So these are two games that you can play with your siblings or your family member. I hope you enjoyed this craft. See you next time. Now that we've done our crafts, I would love to see what crafts you've done. Send them to the link below.
See you next time.